Hello YouTube, this is Maverick. Now this may not look like much, but this may be the new home in Maverick's garage sometime soon. And certainly thinking about it. It's an old barn, old shed here on the farm. It's built about 1890, and my grandfather worked out of it, so it definitely has some sentimental value. And you know, I like the rustic thing. I really, for a long time now, I wanted that a barn type feel to a shop. You know, go back to old school, the way it used to be. Think of like the old moonshiners building cars in old barns, and the East Coast hot rodder scene, kind of, you know. But you know, I'm kind of an old school guy like that, I guess, and that's just kind of what I've got in mind. Now obviously it needs work. It's caving in on this side here. And I've got a guy. Now I don't do construction work. I don't know that much about it. I'm gonna have to learn. But I've got a friend that could help me with it. But I may have to intervene before that, because it's taking a while, and this is just coming down. What I'm envisioning here is taking these walls off and having an open pole shed type deal here. And maybe extend it out a little. Of course, I'm going to have to cut some trees and all that anyway. It's crowding it. But anyway, let me take you on a quick tour. I'll take you around the outside first, and then we'll get inside. Let's see, here's a bay here. It's actually where my grandfather used to keep his tractor. And it's a big, it's a big tractor. It's a Massey Ferguson 275, if you know what that is. So it's a big tractor, and it fit in here, but it was tight, you know, fairly tight. You know, it's a decent sized bay. It's not real big to work on a car, but to park a car, you could park one in here just to store it, or to, you know, whatever. It's kind of my idea on this particular bay here. And I could tear this little, divider's coming down anyway. I could tear that out, make it longer, and then exit there, possibly, if I wanted to, I guess. But that's such a sharp turn to make. I wouldn't do that. It's right at the property line too. But I could make it longer to pull straight in here or something. But anyway, that's that bay. Then there's the tool shed. You see, there's a lot of old tools in here, and parts. You see, my grandfather, he kind of came of age during the Great Depression. And so he was born in 1916, and the Great Depression struck in 1929, the end of 29. But you know, that generation, I think a lot of them were this way. Like to keep things, you know. And I think I got that from him a little bit. try not to throw too much stuff away unless it really is 100% junk and can never be reused for something else. Like I said, there's some trees that'll have to go here. And you know, some people see this stuff as junk. I don't really, that's not my take on it, but I don't know. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. And here's the back side of the tool shed. There's a little bit of storage room in here. I'm not sure what I put in here, but it's always nice to have the room. And I see some of this is going to have to be fixed too, but the biggest deal is that front end caving in there, the framework and all. Here's some old wheels and tires. Old McCormick piece of equipment. And yeah, that's what you think it is back there, but that's another time. Let me see if I can get around this way. It's kind of tight. These old dog lots built onto the back of it. Now I may tear those out and make a lean-to further out here this way, possibly at some point. But that's not my main priority right now. Gotta climb under these briars. Alright. It's too bright here. There, shade that with my hand just a little bit. And again, a lot of these trees, some of them are cut out, some of them I may leave. There's the dog lot, the entrance to the old dog lot. How about this tree here, huh? That thing's probably 300 years old. It's huge. If not 300, it's probably close to it. Look at these limbs. That'd be those are good limbs to hang a chain fall off of. That's how I started out. 16 or 15, working with you know, didn't have any cherry pickers or anything like that. So it still don't actually. I just improvised, but back then I had an old chain fall and hook it to a limb and go at it. Here's some old farm equipment. An old bush hog. One of these old tubs. There you go. It gives you a good vantage point up here. There's no corn crib. It's not a part of the barn here actually, but shed rather. But it's neat anyway. I'd like to save it too while I'm working on the shed here. Like I said, a lot of these little trees and stuff have to be cut out. And that bigger one, slightly bigger one here. It's not too big, but it's gonna have to be cut out. See, it's going up over the top of the corn crib there. It's not really what I want. And here's another shot through here. And I think I've injured myself 5 times making this video already. Between hitting things, and I just tripped over a grill kind of. But like I said, you hold on to everything, as my grandfather did, and I'm kind of that way too. There's a tailgate off a '91 Ford Ranger. I knocked it off myself as a kid, as a teenager, field jumping at some lumber. And here's the main crib part, log part of the of this building here, and it's pretty sturdy. It's these, I guess you'd call them lean-tos that are coming off of it. See, this one's got a lean-to with a loft, and I'll show you that in a minute better from upstairs. But as I said, a lot of this stuff, the old cabinet, a lot of this stuff about, I know, by the way, barn's not electrified. It used to be. My grandfather had it electrified back in the day, but that's since been shut off, disconnected, by the way. So, you know, I definitely wouldn't want it electrified right now with it falling in. That would be even more dangerous than it is. And of course, I'm standing under the falling in part, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. The camera will adjust to the darkness here. I guess not. Well, you can't see much in here. This is inside the actual log part. There's the upstairs. There's the steps going up to it. Let's see if I can hold the camera and go up. There we go. And see, that's going to have to be, put some new boards there. There's the roof. Some of these Raptors I'm going to replace, especially once you get looking out this way. Now this is that loft that's over top of the part that's falling down, and you know, obviously I'm going to have to do something up here. You know, the whole thing, obviously. This whole part here. I'm probably going to put walls back up here. See, there used to be a wall here on this side of it. It had a door on it where you could haul up, I guess, hay. Well, probably not hay, but whatever you wanted to haul up to store, you could haul it up in here. And but it was a wall. Other than that door, and you could lock that door or whatever. There's some kind of vacuum there. I'm not sure what that is exactly. And there's, if you see that reddish building there with the white door and the white windows, that was an old chicken house. It's used for storage too now. But anyway, oh, here's some There's some valve springs. I don't know for sure what they're off of, but if I had to guess, I'd say they're probably off of a 390 Ford FE series big block. If I had to guess, but again, I don't really know. But as I said, yeah, there's all kinds of stuff up here. Cool stuff. I mean, I like it up here. I used to play up here as a kid, you know. Gotta watch out for snakes sometimes, but it's kind of a warm day today. It's still kind of, it's been spring a couple days now, but it's been pretty cold up until today. I was planning on doing this today. The weather was supposed to be cool, but it turned out to be warm. So I came in here first before I brought my camera with me, just to make sure there weren't any snakes that I could see. Obviously there's plenty of places to hide, but there's also a buzzard that lives in the lower part here, of the main log crib, and I've had to run him out a few times, but he wasn't in here today either. I don't know if I finally got the point across to him that he's evicted, or if he's out hunting, scavenging, whatever, you know. He's a buzzard. They eat dead things, but what he's doing. But anyway, I thought I heard something just then. It sounded like him coming in. We may all be in for a shock when I go back downstairs. But anyway, I just wanted to show you, you know, what I'm working with here. And I'm thinking it's got potential. Besides being an old building that I want to save. Let me see if I can go back down this way backwards. Never done this before. But try to keep my YouTube fans happy, so I can go down backwards. Anyway, wish you could see these old, you see that now, old valve covers. There's several of them up here from different cars. Obviously that was off of Ford. Some I think are off of Chevy. Yeah, I mean, if you really want to see, I mean, this is authentic. Authentic old stuff in here. It's kind of neat going through here and all. But as I said, this part I'm probably going to tear all these walls out and make it open air here. Covered but open air with you know, put some 6x6s or whatever to support and space them apart. And as I said, probably extend it out ultimately, whether by a lean-to or something else. Well, looks like somebody's here, so I'm going to cut this video short. You're probably getting bored anyway. I've pretty much covered it. Anyway, I hope you enjoy. This is Maverick.